Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. Happy Tuesday. I am finally getting this video up. I have recorded it several times. Had so many distractions, people knocking on the door, dogs barking, somebody messaging me on work asking me if I can answer a question for them really quickly, etc., etc. So I'm finally recording it today. Hopefully this goes a lot better. If you see it, that means it did. So I got a package in the mail several weeks ago. So this has been a long time coming from Noxious Ruin. I've talked about them before several times on here. I actually dedicated a whole video to them not too long ago because I had made a large purchase through them. Well, as a thank you, they sent me a care package of all of these new releases that they currently have available there, except for one, but I'll talk about that when I get there. So yeah, a big stack of tapes here. And as you know, Noxious Ruin is also a magazine, and they put out like a compilation tape, and the magazine is full of incredible artwork and interviews and stuff, and I've shown off those on here. So there's a new one being made. It's in the making, so that should be coming out soon. And then they also sent me a nice shirt, which I'm wearing today purposely so I could show you guys. So thank you guys so much. I love Noxious Ruin. This is one of my favorite underground metal labels. They don't just do death metal. They range from death metal, death doom, grindcore, blackened death metal, like everything. So it's just not just death metal. So let's get started. There's a lot here. As you guys know, they're all handcrafted, like screen printed, really nice cassette tapes. Every single one of them is just super high quality, really nice, very unique. They do fit on my cassette rack. People have asked that several times. Yes, they do. No problem. They slide right in there. So the first one I want to talk about is a band that I'm not familiar with, but I did listen to this a couple of times now. Really enjoyed it. Is Funerality with Through the Black Holes of Dead. So this band is from Sweden and is their second full-length album. And as you should know, this is straight up just hardcore autopsy worship. So if you're a fan of autopsy like me, which I feel like if you're watching this channel, for the most part, you're a fan of autopsy. I've come across some people here and there that have told me that they don't really like autopsy, which is always shocking to hear, but it is what it is. This is a one-man death metal band who does everything. So as you guys know, the Noxious Ruin cassette tapes open up, and this is the outer shell. So here is the artwork. Funerality, Noxious Ruin, and then it has the name of the album, and then on the other side is awesome artwork. Very nice, high quality, screen printed, just feels awesome. Here is the tape, a black tape with a sticker of the album artwork, and then it always comes with an awesome sheet of paper that has really nice, it's really nice quality printed. It always has like a picture and then the credits and stuff, and talks about it. Talks about who does the artwork, and logo is done by, I don't know how to say his name, but I'll show it on camera in a minute. And then design, layout, and screen printing done by Noxious Ruin. So yeah, and then the other side is the lyrics of the song. So there's always a really nice screen printed, really nice paper that comes with this. So yeah, this is autopsy worship. I really enjoyed it. It pretty much just sounds straightforward autopsy, but it is really good. I'm not familiar with this first album, so I need to go back and listen to it. But I did enjoy this. This was actually the first one I pulled out because of the blue and black and white scheme. I really liked the way that looked. So people always ask, can you show how to close it? So it's pretty easy. You go like this. You just loop it back in. You go fold it back in, tighten it up, make sure it's nice and tight like this, and then it goes up, and then it just goes right back in to the hole there. Super easy. Super easy. It stays, and like I said, it fits perfectly fine on my cassette shelf back there. So Funerality was the first one they sent. This is still available. Everything will be linked in the description where you can go listen to it and where you can go buy it from Noxious Ruin. This is really good. I really enjoyed this. Definitely, if I'm in the mood for that autopsy style of music, I will be pulling this off the shelf and listening to it quite a bit. So this second one is kind of a mystery, and I'm going to reach out and ask a little bit more about this. But Emetophilia, I believe is how you say it. It's a black and death metal band from Mexico. And they have like an EP and demos out, and there's some songs from there on these. So I don't know if this is like some sort of a compilation that they're planning on releasing. It's not on Noxious Ruin's website. I can't find it on Discogs. I can't find it on Bandcamp. It's not in Metal Archives. So I'm not too sure if this is like an unreleased thing yet or what's going on with this, but this is really good if you're really into that Mexican style black and death metal. It's got like those like ancestral sounds to it and chants and stuff like that. I really quite enjoyed this, but again, I'm not too sure what the story behind this one is. I tried to see if it was a past release. I didn't see it on Discogs roster. So I don't know if it's like an upcoming release or unreleased album that's going to be coming. I think it's like maybe a compilation of songs that have already been put out by the band, because like I said, some of these songs I saw on like their other EPs and stuff, and that's how I was able to listen to this. And then obviously I put it in my tape deck and listened to the rest of them. But I was trying to compare like what this was and stuff like that. So Muerte, Chaos, Odio, and I can't speak Spanish. So anyway, open it up. Really awesome artwork. Again, I love the way that these are textured. They just have a really nice textured feeling to it. Clear tape with a black sticker on it and those red turnstiles. I like that. That's clean. And it's like it's got like a glittery effect to it. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah. A nice pretty tape for what sounds like is pretty much just demolishing black and death metal. Here's the inside of the very, evil looking. And then the other side, as you saw. Again, I love the way these are textured. And then, of course, the insert in here. Some awesome artwork here. Like, these are like almost like flyers. Like, I feel like. I wish I want to almost like hang these and frame them, but I want to keep them with the tape too, because they're super nice quality. And then here's the other side, the picture of the band, which is like that really like blackened black metal, death metal style of imagery there. It reminds me of like Blasphemy, and there's a little bit of that sound in this as well. And then a word vomit at the end. This is the vomit of my hatred. This is the depravity of violence that will end your weakness. Death to traitors, total and absolute worship of the true underground. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can go to their Bandcamp. They have it right there. It's very limited to what music they have on there, but again, kind of like a mystery release here. But I really liked it. If you're in the mood for that like evil style of black and death metal, like I said, reminds me a bit of Blasphemy from here and there. And they've got like those like ancestral themes to it, because they're from Mexico, so they incorporate that in there. This is very good. I will link the Bandcamp, but unfortunately I don't see this on Noxious Ruin's website. I don't know if it's sold out, but sometimes they usually leave their stuff up on there if it's been sold out, or if this is supposed to be an upcoming release eventually soon. I'm not too sure, but I will link the Bandcamp and try to get the backstory of this if possible. So that's the second tape that was in there. This one, admittedly, was my favorite tape. I was going to wait till the end, but I was like, nah, I'll put it towards the beginning. Holy shit. I don't know how this band went over my head, and I'd never heard of them before. This is Kandarivas. Hold on, let me try this again. Kandarivas, Grind Surgical Shrine. So this is a grindcore band from Japan. And this is a 2019 release. It's a 5-year anniversary called Surgical Grind, or Grind Surgical Shrine. This is awesome. Huge fan of this album. I listened to this several times, and now I'm like hunting to see if there's a vinyl, which I've not been able to find. Just awesome. This has been pressed on as another cassette tape from another label. Shit, I gotta find it now. I completely forgot. Let me type it here. Again, not the most information about this band, but their Bandcamp has this whole entire album on it, which is awesome. So you'll be able to listen to it. I don't think that they're on. Are they not on Metal Archives? I don't think I was able to find them on Metal Archives and know like how many like albums. Yeah, I wasn't able to find Metal Archives. So let's go to Discogs and see how many other albums that they have. But again, this is a 5-year anniversary, so this has been out already. And this is like a reissue of it. Oh my God, I'm just having a really hard time searching here. Sometimes these bands that are like super underground and stuff can be a little bit like daunting to find on like Discogs and whatever else and Bandcamp. But anyway, I'm getting there. So yeah, Japan is where they're from. It is experimental grind, and we'll get there in a minute. They were formed 2015. It looks like they have several other albums out on labels that I'm not too familiar with. This one specifically came out on Obliteration Records. It does look like that there is a CD version out, and then there is an Indonesian Grind Today Records cassette, which has the original album artwork and stuff, but this one is obviously an alternate artwork. So anyway, here is the tape. This is just fast, brutal, abrasive grindcore. Reminds me a lot of Warm Rot, but it definitely is got these like traditional Japanese drums in it, and it's just pummeling, and it honestly, like, you can feel it in your chest when you're listening to this. And those traditional experimental Japanese instrumentation is in this, and it sounds incredible, but it's just so crazy and out there, and it does all these different variances and just like vocal changes and whatever else. And like I said, it reminds me a lot of Warm Rot in that regard, because of just how like all over and experimental and crazy it can be. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm a huge fan of this album. Absolutely hope it gets pressed on vinyl someday, because I would love to have this on vinyl. But I actually might grab the CD now too, that I see that it's available. But it's because it's been reissued a couple of times since this originally came out in 2019. So this is like the original album artwork. It's there's a colored version of it, but this is the original album artwork that you'll see if you look this up on Discogs. And then on the other side is just the band here, and then some credits. This ended up being my favorite release. Just definitely scratched that itch of the grindcore that I absolutely love, the style of grindcore that I love. Yeah, so damn good. So if you're a grind fan, I have a lot of you that watch these videos that love grindcore and talk about how I don't talk about it enough on here, and that's just because I unfortunately don't dive in as deep as I would like to. I do have a close friend, Paul, who we call the Grind Lord, who I like often give him shit when he's not pumping out recommendations in our group chat, because he's such a huge grindcore fan. But yeah, so I sent this over to my group chat this morning, and they liked it. So hopefully we'll get some more fans of this band. I love this. Again, links will be in the description where you can go listen to this. I've got 4 more to get through, so I'm going to start speeding this up a little bit, because I got to start work in like 30 minutes. The next one is Chapel of Samhain, Black Onyx Cave. I was not familiar with this one either. The last 3 that I'm going to show you, these are the bands that I was actually familiar with. So this is their full length from 2024. It came out last year. It is a band from Portugal, and it was also pressed on Nuclear Winter Records. I believe it's probably a cassette. And this is blackened death metal, and you'll see that in a minute when I show you, just the overall themes of this. This is really good too. I really enjoyed this. This very suffocating. It's got like a cosmic-y style feel, like these different styles of, like, I don't know, music and interluding and stuff like that. But it's just crushing and it's pummeling. It's blackened death metal, and it definitely is done really well. Probably an album that I need to be more kind of a mood album. I'm not always in the mood for this style of blackened death metal, but I did really quite enjoy this, and I actually really like the aesthetics on this. The imagery of this is really nice. So here is the tape, and this is, again, really, this is good. I really enjoyed it. I listened to this about 3 times yesterday. It definitely was getting me into that like cavernous, like dark, like almost like what's the word here that I'm trying to like graveyard, like just really like deathly feeling style. So here, like, there you go. That's perfect interpretation of this music that you're going to be listening to, and then lyrics on the other side. Again, I really like these inserts, and I would love to like frame them and stuff, but again, I like to keep them with the cassettes too, because they're pretty much like the J card of the cassette, where you get the lyrics and all the information and stuff. So yeah, this is very good. This is also available on their website. Again, links will be in the description. check this out too, especially for those blackened death metal fiends. If you're constantly looking for new music, that's right up your alley. Next is a band that probably needs absolutely no introduction here. I think a lot of the underground death metal YouTubers have probably talked about this band at least once or twice on their channels. Admittedly, this is the first time I've ever shown Casket Slime on my channel, and admittedly, this is the first time I've owned anything by them. Don't worry now. I have obviously listened to them. I'm familiar with who they are, so I need to go back and get some of the other stuff. So this is their fourth full length, and historically has been a one-man death metal band, or death thrash band, I guess you could say, because it's very death thrash. But now they have Mike from VHS on vocals on this, so that's the difference of this. And if you're a fan of like Necrophagia and Impetigo, you'll really, really enjoy this, because that is definitely the style of music this is. So it's got like a very demo sounding feel to it. And it's not like super overproduced or anything. It's got like a dirty production. So again, you'll really enjoy that if you're into that like Impetigo, Necrophagia kind of stuff. So really like this tape. I like the color of it. Nice change from the last couple that I've shown. Here is the outside. There you go. You've got the band members now. And then there you go, the outside. That's cool. I like this. I like how it, it's different. It's on like almost like just normal cardstock. It's not colorized or anything like that. But again, you still get that textury feel. But surprise, this one is the fluorescent green. I really like this. Like, this looks like an old school flyer. Just, yeah, it looks awesome. Macabre Freaks is what this is called. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Again, fourth full length. So Jay Splatterhouse is the main person behind this band. Guitars, bass, vocals, programming, everything. And now they've got Slasher Mike from VHS on here, who I am a big fan of. I love VHS. They're a great band. So, yeah. And, it pays homage to what you can almost just pretty much figure out, horror movie style of death thrash here. So, yeah. Again, this was the one I was familiar with, and these last two as well. So pretty cool. This is also still available. Link in the description where you can listen to this. I don't know if this was put out by anyone else. I can't remember if I read that or not. But yeah, Casket Slime. Oh, and there's the like little hacksaw on the back there. Next, one of my favorite ones as well. These last several have been my favorites. This is Repugnator. Now, Repugnator, wait, this is DeathControl. Sorry, Repugnator is the last one. Sorry, this is DeathControl. I got confused. The Endless Echo of His Own Litany. This was also put on Self-Made God, and so here is the thing that I wanted to call out is if you're a Leprophiliac fan, you're gonna recognize these vocals, because this is the main guy behind Leprophiliac. This is his new band. It is a blackened death metal band, and this is the Foul Transfixiation. God damn it, I keep confusing it. See, this is why I had to re-record it last time. I'm talking about Repugnator. That was Repugnator I was talking about. This is DeathControl. Holy shit. Let me start over again. I had my notes up and I was reading the wrong thing. I got all confused. There's no editing on these videos. DeathControl, the Endless Echo of His Own Litany. This was originally put out on Self-Made God. I was right. This is Jose from Leprophiliac. This is his like death thrash band that he has out now. So if you're familiar with Leprophiliac, then you know who Jose is, from Spain. And this is the first full-length album. So, got that from here. I was reading Repugnator and I said Foul Transfixiation. That is not what this is called. This is called the Endless Echo of Litany, which is literally what I just said before I even brought this up. So anyway, if you're a fan of Carcass, you're going to like this, because it is pretty much a heavily Carcass-y style of worshipped album. But I really enjoyed this. I also didn't know that he was doing like a death thrashy style of like almost like grindy death thrashy style of music here. So I'm a huge Leprophiliac fan, so it was cool to see this. But I remember seeing this being announced on Self-Made God. I remember I listened to it very briefly, and then now Noxious Ruin has a special edition out. I gotta love that artwork here. So yeah, very, very cool. This is also still available if you're a fan of that like Carcass's like deathy, thrashier side. Some of like even more of like that. Just the vocal style is very Carcass worshipy. That's pretty much what I say. That's what I heard the whole time I was listening to this. So here we go. There we go. We've got the band and the track listing, and then the credits here. I wanted to see. This was recorded in June 2024. So yeah. So awesome stuff. And then lyrics on this side. I wanted to see when this actually officially came out, because I forgot to check that. I didn't have it written in my notes because, you know, it came out last year. So it actually came out last year, 2024. It was back in December. So wow, it's been out for a while now. Yeah, I remember seeing Self-Made God had put this out. And it's like death thrash, death grind, definitely a lot of grindcore elements to it. There's some death metal elements to it, a little bit of thrashier sound here and there, but they say they're grindcore on Metal Archives. I think Noxious Ruin. Let me read the promo for this one. Sorry, I'm going more in detail with this one because this is one of my favorite releases. It says, a debut slab of punishing and abrasive grindcore sandwiched between sparse interludes. Oh yeah, the harsh noises. There's definitely like really harsh noises in here with interludes. Again, it felt pretty deathy at times. Maybe death thrash wasn't the right analogy here. I felt a little bit thrashy at times, but it definitely is a grindcore album for sure. I don't know. I hear things differently than a lot of people. Sometimes people really disagree with me on sounds, but whatever. If you like it, that's all that matters. And I really, really enjoy this. Again, a huge fan of Repugnator, so it's cool to see that he's doing other music and different styles of music and stuff like that. So this is still available. Definitely pick this up. Again, this was one of my favorite releases that they sent me, one that I listened to several times. Awesome stuff. Now, Repugnator is the one that I kept wanting to talk about. My mind was skipping ahead because I really, really enjoyed this one as well. So this is Repugnator with Follow Transfixiation. And there's a reason why I absolutely love this one so much. This is an EP. And if you're a fan of Black Curse, especially their newer album, you're going to really enjoy this because I hear a lot of that on there. It's blackened death metal that has moments that sound like grave miasma. It definitely has those Dead Congregation feels to it, but it is that Black Curse style blackened death metal. And this actually also came out on Gods of War Productions as well. So the band is out of Portugal, and this is the first thing that they've ever released. And this actually came out this year. When was it? January. So it's been out for a while. But like I said, Gods of War also put it out. And then here is the cassette version from Noxious Ruin. Really, really enjoy this. I had never I've never heard this band until I obviously saw the announcement. I follow Gods of War. I love a lot of the stuff that they put out. And I was not familiar with any of the band members in here, except for maybe the bass player, because he's from Idle Hand. If you're familiar with Idle Hand, they're like a stoner doom band from Portugal as well. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I really liked it. If you're into that style of like blackened death metal that is just crushes your soul a lot like Black Curse, you'll really enjoy this. And this tape is super cool. I love that red tape. Red's my favorite color, so a bit biased there for loving that tape, but yeah, it looks awesome. This is just pretty cool artwork. I like the themes of it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to show everything. And then this side is just I don't even know what that artwork is. Maybe, is it what they were standing behind? Like a monument of some sort? I don't know. But yeah, pretty much what you're expecting to listen to here. Like you almost can tell what style of black and death metal sound this is going to be just by the artwork and the band images. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Yeah, there you go. It's good. I really, really enjoy this, and I'm glad they sent this to me, because if I had actually heard it, I probably would have tried to get it through Self-Made God as well. But now I got the tape, so cool. I love that red and black aesthetic. Again, I want to hang this. Maybe I'll make like a black and white like Xerox copy of it, because I have a copier on my printer here, and then that way I can hang just this. But yeah. I don't know. I just love these inserts. So yeah, that is everything that Noxious Ruin sent me. I spent days and days and days listening to this stuff and really trying to get a sense of how I feel about it and like be able to talk to it. Sometimes it just takes me a while to do that, especially when people have been sending me so much other stuff too. I've been showing off most of my videos lately, having things that people have sent me. And it's been a while that I've had an influx like this. I'm not complaining. It's just, I really wanted to take my time with this and be able to talk through it. So thank you so much to Noxious Ruin. Again, one of the best labels out there, especially for underground. They make top-notch tapes. They also have a distro. Like I said, their distro carries cassettes from other labels like Headsplit and let's see here. Let's see what's on their distro right now that every time I peep this, I'm like, oh, they have that and it's sold out here, so I should get it. Oh yeah, so there's like an Anatomia. Oh, it's sold out. Yeah, so they have distro, like cassettes and vinyl and oh, that's what it was. Okay, so now it's sold out. So they had the Afterbirth Brutal Inception 12-inch last time I checked this, and it was on sale for $15. I meant to go back and get it from them because I don't own that, surprisingly, and now it's sold out. So that's what I get for waiting. But yeah, they have vinyl, they have cassettes. The vinyl is fairly, it's actually pretty slim pickings right now. Cassettes, they have a lot more. They also sell zines. So they've got a couple of zines for sale on here, and then obviously when they release their zine, it's out, and then there are also shirts that you can buy from. There's only 2 right now. So yeah, so Noxious Ruin, awesome label. Check them out. Links will be in the description for everything that you can get. They have a ton of, all of these are available except for this one. It's not on their site. Again, I don't know the backstory behind this. I had a hard time finding it, but everything else is available on here. And the tapes are cheap. For this handmade tape that you would expect would probably be like, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, up to $15 from other labels. Nah, these are $8. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm telling you, I just bought a special edition cassette with like an OB or like an O slipcase over it in a different color variant. It was $15 for the cassette, which is pretty much over my price that I always say that I'm going to spend, and then plus shipping, so it ended up being way over $20. So yeah, their pricing is unbeatable. Definitely one of the best labels. They don't ever rip you off. And like, again, look at this like artistry that goes into it, and a lot of times these special style of tapes are just overpriced. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. So the new Noxious Ruin volume 11 is currently in the making. They're looking for submissions. That is also on their website, so if you are an artist or anything like that, check it out. They're looking for the theme is death metal. So anything gross, gory, evil, or festering. So I know a lot of you are artists on here and you're death metal artists, so there you go. It gives you like all of the like stipulations of what to submit. And then you can also submit multiple pieces of art, stuff like that, and it'll go into the magazine. I will also link that in the description, so for anyone. So yeah, volume 11 is currently being worked on. That's a labor of love, just one of the best zines out there. And I don't buy zines very often, but that's the one that I always try to get as much as possible. I think I have like 3 or 4, so I'm missing quite a bit. But they resell for stupid prices. People sell them for dumb prices on Discogs and stuff. So anyway, Noxious Ruin, check them out. Amazing label. Thank you guys so much for sending this to me. Awesome stuff. And yeah, all links in the description as always, and I will see you guys in the next one.